we're looking at the weirdest animations ever.
What animations are you talking about? There are different animations. Please be more specific.
Today we're watching animations with Tung 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 Sahur.
To be honest, I feel really bad about this Tung 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 Sahur.
Not only you, but we need to be brave or the audience will laugh at us.
I'm sure some of the guys in our audience are just as scared as you are.
Let's you post if Tung 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 Sahur scares you in the comments. Let's see how many of us there are.
Now you have to get over your fear and go get your seat in the movie theater.
This is much easier said than done. Do you even see the number of them? Personally, I don't understand where so many of them come from.
You need to find your place soon, and most importantly, don't make eye contact with any of them. They say they don't like that.
I think we're on the right track.
I really hope so, because I've seen a couple of them give us some really weird looks.
It's so hard not to look into their eyes. They're so big, and they don't blink at all. It's so scary.
Don't worry, we just need to find our place soon and watch the movie like everyone else.
And the movie is oddly enough about Tung 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 Sahur.
What a weird animation and what a weird character.
Well, at least it's got some good advice. Give it a like, guys. It's very motivating and helps us a lot.
And you can also subscribe. That way you won't miss our new videos, especially if you hit the bell.
In the meantime, we are wandering around this strange and even a little scary store.
Apparently, we're looking for a Shakur, but the question is what for? If I were there, I'd be running for my life.
I'm very afraid that Tung 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 Sahur is not alone here either.
It's going to be terrible because I'm afraid of Shakur alone. And if there's more than one of them again, I might die of fear.
You fear him so much, I get the feeling you know more about him than you're letting on.
Totally agree with Gray. Hurry up and tell us what you know.
But I can't tell you that. It's a very terrible secret.
If you don't tell us now, it will be a terrible secret that you disappear after recording a clip with your friends.
And trust me, we will make sure that no one will ever solve this terrible mystery.
Oh, come on, enough with the threats. I'll tell you everything. Just calm down.
Look at this. It's a sticky video to go with your story. It's just as it should be. We're listening to you very carefully.
And by the way, just so you know, I'm great at recognizing lies. So think twice before you say anything.
All right, all right. You know that Tung 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 Sahur is one of the Italian monsters, right?
Of course we do. I think everyone knows that, don't we?
Oh yeah, as of late, absolutely everyone knows about all these monsters.
Well, the point is, one day they decided to see who the strongest and most dangerous monster was.
It's obvious. The strongest monster is Tralalelo Tralala, my favorite Italian monster.
Actually, the strongest Italian monster, that's my favorite. And his name isn't Tralalelo Tralala. It's Bombardino Crocodillo.
You're both right. These two monsters have been sharing the top spot for a long time. And then one fateful day, they like the same girl.
Oh my god, you can't be talking about the most beautiful and charming of the Italian monsters.
Are you really talking about Ballerino Cappuccino?
That's right. I was talking about her. She chose Tralalelo Tralala as her boyfriend, and that's why Bombardino Crocodillo got really angry.
I heard that story. He got angry, but he couldn't do anything because they are equally strong. So he decided to play a trick.
Did he really send Tung 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 Sahur to deal with Tralalelo Tralala?
You're absolutely right. And Tung 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 Sahur figured it out. He sent the strongest Italian monster to the hospital for months with one punch.
Now I totally understand why you're so terrified of him. Anyone in your position would be scared.
It's about to get even scarier because we're the teacher of an entire class of Tung 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 Sahurs.
I really hope they are diligent students because I can't even imagine what we have to teach them.
If I'm not mistaken, he has either a baton or a baseball bat. So why don't we stop for a couple baseball lessons?
That's great! Even though the siren is a bad sign, it's better than taking a lesson from so many Tung 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 Sahur.
Okay, now I'm really curious. What's going to happen next? Because I feel like we've seen absolutely everything.
It looks like a Tung 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 Shakura house. Could this be a super prank on him?
To be honest, after the story Mr. Black told us, I don't really want to do this.
I guess this guy has nothing to worry about but his own life, so he decided to play with fire and get rid of her that way.
Even though he's vandalizing, I hope he'll be okay. Because I'm sure Tung 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 Shakur doesn't like jokes and pranks.
He got lucky the first time, so this daredevil decided to try his luck again.
I was thinking maybe he just doesn't know who Tung 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 Shocker is and what he can do.
I think that's the only adequate explanation for his reckless behavior.
Let's hope Tung 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 Shakur behaves leniently towards this poor kid.
I'm afraid it'll be the other way around and Tung 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 Shakur will take it out on this kid.
Well, I'm not surprised at all that this happened. determined. There's only one way for this kid to go now. He's gonna run for his life and pray that he gets away.
Let's hope his house is close by and that it has a very nice and sturdy door.
I doubt very much that a Tung 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 shocker this angry is gonna hold anything back right now.
There's still hope before he breaks the door down.
If he breaks it, the only way to escape is to hide and hope he doesn't find you.
Looks like right now is the time to use this tactic.
Something tells me that no tactics will help this kid anymore because Tung 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 Shakur is angry and already in his house.
Especially since an obvious place like a closet in the middle of an open space is too obvious a place to hide there.
Let's hope this kid gets off with just a week's vacation in the hospital because at worst, Tung 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 Shocker's face is the last thing he'll ever see.
Look, these Tung 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 Shackers don't look angry. What, they're just dancing? Are we really going to a party?
It's not just a party. It's a party with only Tung 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 Shakuras.
Are we sure we're allowed to be here? Maybe this is a private event?
Of course we're allowed to be here. We're supposed to play the DJ booth here tonight.
And look at them. I don't think any of them are against us being here, because if they did, we'd know about it by now.
Okay, you are right and you sound very convincing. It's like you knew what I was going to say.
Honestly, sometimes it's too easy to guess what you want to say. What? You can be extremely predictable.
It's true. Sometimes you can start talking along with you and say it word for word, because sometimes you say things that are too obvious.
But it's not true. Hey, stop doing that. It's not funny.
That's what I had to prove. It was too easy.
All right, maybe you're right and it really is that easy.
Look, after what I've done, it can't be. It is.
Stop arguing. It's time to rock a whole crowd of Tung 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 Shakuras.
I think they really like it.
I think so too, but we should hurry up. We've been called to the swim meet, and the swim will be Tung 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 Shakura.
Hey guys, what do you think? Who's gonna win this contest? Write your opinion down in the comments below.
I think the one in the middle will win.
I think the one to the right of the middle wins.
I don't know who's gonna win, but it's gonna be an interesting competition because they all have to be on par.
It's very ambiguous so far. There seems to be a leader, but at the same time, everything is changing so fast that it's impossible to predict.
I assume this is what you're talking about. This Tung 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 Shakur is really something. He's so far ahead of the curve.
He doesn't have a single opponent who can compete with him.
I think his victory is obvious and non-negotiable.
Totally agree with you. An unqualified victory.
It was a very intense fight. Everyone fought as hard as they could, but this guy was a head taller.
What will be the last animation for today?
I'm sure it's just as weird as the others, perhaps even more so.
It's silly to try to predict anything because it's not that obvious, so let's just watch it.
Oh my god, I'm not wrong, am I? My eyes aren't misleading me, are they?
Relax, we're seeing exactly what you're seeing. It's raining Tung 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 Shakur.
After the disco and the movie theater, I thought that nothing would surprise me anymore. But they did it. The reign of Tung 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 Shakur, I certainly did not expect.
I can confidently say that they were super weird animations from start to finish. I don't think I could watch it again.
What's the weirdest animation you've ever seen? Write in the comments. We'll be very interested to read.
And on that note, in this beautiful summer rain, we'd like to bid you farewell.
Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next videos, and refresh the memories in the old ones.
And in the next video, we will be fighting Mr. Black, so be sure not to miss this super epic event.